Greetings, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. It has been a little while since we have sat down and taken a dive into seeing what is going on in Straightville. And, I felt like it was time for us to have another look and see what's going on. I have been making these videos for 4 years now, and they're always doing something that deserves to be shamed. They deserve to be laughed at. So that's what we're gonna do today. But there is one other thing that is different about today's Are the Straights Okay episode, and that is that today's video is sponsored by Belisar. Belisar is a by women for women company for all things sexual wellness, and they aim to empower everyone to make you feel more comfortable and confident in your own body and your own sexuality. And one of the things that they do so incredibly is that they make absolutely banger toys. Those include the Pebble, which is an air suction toy, which is mind-blowing and extremely quiet, because sometimes they can be really loud and really rumbly, and you just don't want that. You don't have that problem with any of these, actually. That includes the Demi Wand, which is a nice, very good size and flexible wand toy, which just makes it so much easier to use and to store than the standard massive ones. And then also the Air Vibe, which is a dual stimulation. It has the internal curl and then the external suction, and you can manage each one of these individually. So you don't have to change the settings on both of them. You can do it one at a time. So it is completely customizable, and it's also flexible, so it can fit better to you, because we all have different anatomies. And one of my absolute favorite things about these is that they all come in cases, right? So they look like this, which is so cute. And they charge in these. And I think that's really cool. It's cute, it's clean, and it's easy. And if you would like to get yourselves one of these, if you sign up using the link in my description, you will get a massive discount, and some of you will even get a chance to win a free toy as well. If that sounds good to you, which it absolutely should, then please do use the link in my description. Go get yourself some good savings and potentially win something free. Treat yourself. Okay, well, thank you, Belisar, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into the judgment. So this first one's from the Olympics. Now, I know while you're watching this, the Olympics is well gone, but while I'm filming this, the Olympics only just finished. So I'm sorry for being a little bit out of date. It's relevant for me right now. What the fuck is this liberal bullshit? It's beach volleyball and these bitches have leggings on? Are you fucking kidding me? Throw a bikini on and let the rack bounce. What the fuck is this? Some gay shit. And it's the beach volleyball, but they're wearing sports bras and leggings. And oh my god, this caused such a ruckus. I remember logging into Twitter this day and seeing a bunch of this and being like, whoa, hey, did you know the point of sport is not to be sexually appealing to you? That's not actually the purpose of sports, any sports. And I think it's actually a really good thing that women don't have to overly sexualize themselves for the male gaze while they're playing sport, because as proven by this tweet and many others, the next one I saved was the same thing, which I waited 4 years for fucking pants. Enough is enough. It's weird. It's weird. The fact that so many people only tune in to women's sports to sexualize them and don't actually view it as a proper sport. They just view the women as objects is so gross, and it's so upsetting. I hope that beach volleyball women find a good audience with men who aren't gross, creepy assholes. That's my wish. This is a man fantasizing about slaying a dragon to win the love of a woman, and that woman is his wife. So we flash back into reality, and he's looking at his wife cradling their crying baby, and behind them is a sink full of dirty dishes. And so he picks up a sponge, which is the sword that he's going to slay the dragon with, because the dishes, it's a metaphor. The sponge is the sword, the dishes are the dragon. So then he cleans the dishes, but somehow the pile of dishes are gone from the sink, but he's covered in shit. I don't know what it is, but there's dirt, shit, I don't know, everywhere, like on his shirt, on his face, up the wall, over the side of the sink. And his wife just glares at him. She's been like puked on by her baby too. So she's not doing too great right now either. And she just glares at him and he is upset that he didn't get a kiss and she's gone back to reading her romance novel. Now he's sad. So he goes and plays video games while thinking about what he should have had, which was her love for him cleaning the dishes. And I'm just a little bit confused here because I'm sorry, what did you do? How did you make it worse? There were dishes in the sink, just like standard dishes. And then now there's like dirt everywhere. What did you do? How did this shit get on the wall? How is it all over this? How is it on your face? Like, what did you do to make this happen? And why did you think you would be rewarded for it? First of all, just doing the dishes in general while your wife is like taking care of your baby, that's not slaying a dragon. That's just you doing your part. So you don't really deserve anything for that either. Like maybe a thanks would be nice. However, you made it almost worse. You created a problem and you still think that you've slayed a dragon? Go fix that other problem. What did you even do to create this problem? I have questions. Also, why didn't you have a shower before going and playing a video game? He's still got shit on his face while he's playing this video game. Like, bro, you're all out of whack here. I don't know what's happened, but I need you to like sort it out. Beauty standards for women: 90 chest, 60 waist, 90 hips, and we're ripping it up. But beauty standards for men, 180 centimeters tall or more. And that's okay. That's good. This take is so bothersome because it's not the same thing. For a whole bunch of reasons, it's not the same thing. The way the standard of women's bodies and what we are expected to look like and like our proportions and our weight, etc., is so different to the height standard that we have for men, because the height standard is not as real. It's like, it just doesn't have the same real world consequences. Like, most women are still going to date a shorter guy. There might be a preference, you know, this is where people get caught up. They're like, we're allowed preferences. It's like, yes, you are allowed preferences, but you don't have to make that everyone else's business, you know? Like, I know a lot of women who have preferences for taller guys. It's not a deal breaker. They'll still date shorter guys. They just prefer taller guys, you know? And they're not going around being shitheads to everyone who's under 6 foot. It's just, oh, you're shorter, I'm not as attracted to you. That's it. They're not going up to like short guys being like, hey, why are you short? How dare you be short? You should grow taller. I'm not attracted to you, and that's kind of disgusting. How dare you not be attractive to me? You expect to find a girlfriend when you look like that? Why don't you do something about that? Why don't you hang upside down and stretch your legs? Have you ever considered eating a bunch of calcium, just like growing your bones? Like, you know, no one's doing that because it's absurd and it's ridiculous. Where you do get men with a thin preference, quite literally, just being horrible to fat women. You get these men who are just like yelling at women for not being attractive and complaining all the time about women not being attractive and like basically saying that every woman has to fit their standard. That's you being an asshole, you know? And like weight is something that you can control. That's not even entirely true. There's a whole bunch of reasons. Everyone has different metabolisms. Everyone has different abilities. Everyone has different like things available to them. Like everyone has a different relationship with their body and their weight and how their weight fluctuates and their body looks, etc. Like it's not as easily controlled as people seem to pretend that it is. And also, if you don't want to date a fat woman, fine. Don't, but shut up about it. Don't make it anyone else's business. No one's making you do anything. Just leave fat women alone. Don't get fooled. Take them swimming on the first date. And it's 3 women with makeup versus without makeup. And I find it so funny that men still don't know how makeup works. That's not gonna remove makeup. That's not how makeup or swimming works. But secondly, like these do still look like the same women. You know, like makeup accentuates features that you already have. I just don't get it at all. You see someone wearing makeup, you know their face is gonna change slightly when they take that off. They're not really deceiving you because you know it's like very obvious that they're wearing makeup. It's not deception. It's just like them putting on a nice dress. The way it makes your body look is different depending on the cut. It's the same as makeup. This is from r/Fortnite memes, which is just kind of hilarious. Back in my day, we had curves, and I'm assuming that it's Fortnite characters, and on the top, they're showing just like big asses on female characters, and then on the bottom there's like flatter asses, and so it's like female skins then and now. This is an issue. Not in the way that they're implying it's an issue. It's not an issue because you can't sexualize the characters less. It's an issue because of changing beauty standards, where I think the real solution here is that we need to have everything. Like back in the 2010s, being curvy was what was in fashion. That's what the body type that we desired was. That was the body type we all had to change ourselves to fit, was a small waist, big ass. Like that's what we had to do. Now we're moving back into heroin chic. So we're going back into the small ass, like no curves, stick thin kind of thing. And the skins and the characters are changing to reflect that. And that is a problem also. Basically what needs to happen is we need to have a variety of bodies everywhere in everything, and promoting any sort of beauty standard anywhere is bad. And I also think that you shouldn't be sexualizing your video game characters to the point where you care this much. We talk about sexualization of video game characters a lot. I don't need to get into it. If you want to hear me talk about that, go watch like all of my other Straight Okay videos instead. This says best comic funny. A man gets out of bed in the morning and he goes on a date with this beautiful woman and they're nice and happy. And then he proposes and they get married and everything is good. But then they have a kid. And this woman and the kid are holding hands, ignoring him while he's carrying all these boxes. And then they're in the kitchen and now there's a baby and the kid is being annoying and like sticking things on his dad's face. And the baby is crying and the wife is ignoring him because she's looking after the crying baby in her arms. And then he's crunching numbers, calculating how much money they have, and his wife and kids are asking for money. And now she's sleeping in bed while he's wearing a prison outfit because he's obviously trapped in the prison that is this marriage. And boy, oh boy. Wait, these are so stupid. These are so stupid. I just love when men complain that they aren't getting attention from their wives, but when they're not getting the attention, it's because their wives are looking after their kids. I'm like, did you know that you could also look after your kid? Did you know that maybe if you shared this responsibility, you would maybe be able to, I don't know, have some more attention? If you like split that responsibility and you all spend time together as a family, you'd be able to get more of that attention. And I also think the whole like, they cost so much money, or they want my money, I have to crunch all these numbers. If your wife isn't working and like she is a stay-at-home mother, like a housekeeper, homemaker, whatever, then yeah, she's gonna be kind of asking for money, isn't she? If you didn't factor that in when you got married, that's on you, my guy. If you aren't happy, you can leave. The future of their delusion. And it's a woman sitting on the ground crying with a sign that says 6 foot tall, 6-pack abs, 6 figures. And a man walking past arm in arm with a robot laughing. This is the future of their delusion, you know? If all women want is someone who's 6 foot with 6-pack abs and makes 6 figures, they're gonna be here crying forever. They're never gonna get what they want. It's just gonna be so miserable forever. And again, we circle all the way back around to, what are your standards, bro? What are you looking for? What's your delusion level? Because all these men who complain about women who don't want to date them because they aren't 6 feet tall are the ones who have the most absurd standards. And they're also the ones who women are saying like, I don't want to date you because you're too short. They're the reason they have that rule, because these men are going to feel insecure about their heights and make that the woman's problem. It's not even that thing of like, I won't date a guy who's not tall because guys who aren't tall are unattractive. It's because so many guys who aren't tall are insecure and then take that out in other ways. And it's not wanting to deal with with that shit. And these men who complain, being like, women won't date me because I'm not told. Yeah, that's because you're insecure and you're taking that insecurity out and turning it into toxic masculinity in some other form. And that's just not good vibes, you know? If you are someone who thinks that you don't need human contact and that a robot can fulfill the role of a partner, then I don't really want to be your partner anyway. So go for it, bro. I'd rather just like have me and my friends. You know, romantic relationships aren't everything. This is a tweet that says, since women knew they could come, we've never known peace. And someone posted that to Reddit saying, lol. And someone replied saying, and they take forever to come. Hey, bro, sounds a little bit of a skill issue. I love this whole notion that's been set up that women take forever to climax. People are like, it's impossible. It's impossible to make a woman come. Like, I don't want to spend all that time doing it. I want to get off and then it's like done because it takes way too long and it's embarrassing for you. Like, sure, some people take longer than others, but that's like regardless of what you have going on, different people take different amount of time. But overall, in general, it really doesn't take very long. You can actually do it quite quickly, especially if you've got a friend helping you out, you know? If you're really, really struggling to get someone to climax, incorporate toys into your sex life because it can really help move things along. I myself, and I know other people who've talked about this, can get there in like 3 minutes. Like, it really doesn't take very long. If you want it to be quick, it can be quick. If you want to draw it out, you can draw it out. But acting like it has to take like ages, which for some of these men is like 7 minutes, but acting like it takes like a really long time or that it's impossible, maybe have better communication with your partner. Maybe you need to have a conversation. Maybe you need to be asking what you need to change. Because if you are finding it impossible to get there, you're doing something wrong. And I love, since women knew they could also come, we've never known peace. I mean, I feel like we've known pretty much forever. And I think that you should probably be wanting that for your partner. No? I feel like that's probably something you should want to share with them. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just not selfish like a lot of these men are who don't actually view sex as something with someone, but something to someone. So it's never about being equal, is it? This is a tea towel that says, honestly, what every mom really needs is a wife. It's got a freshly done dishwasher. And that's so funny because so true. We just need a bunch of like sapphic moms. We just need mom couples everywhere. I feel like that would be so good. This is lesbian pride. I love that this is actually trying to be like husband bad, men are useless, women are really good at doing chores and men don't do anything. I'd really just like another woman to help me because women are better and husbands suck, which is sad. But also, like, this is a thing. You can, as a mother, have a wife. I highly encourage it. Dump your husband. Go find a wife. I support it. This is a great tea towel. I love that it exists and I love that it was made with a different intention in mind. Accidental ally. Hi, is this... Yeah, that's me. Who's this? This is Alex. I'm one of the customers at your coffee shop. I always get the iced chai, lol. How'd you get my number? Your manager gave it to me after I told her I wanted to take you to a dinner. This is kind of creepy. I've politely rejected you before. Can't you take a hint? Creepy? I'm offering to buy you a dinner. Shouldn't you be grateful? I have a fiance. I don't need a dinner from you, dude. Okay, and it's not like you guys are married yet. He's probably gonna dump you since you look unappealing. So if you're smart, you will take the chance to meet an amazing guy like me. Hello? Don't be mad. I'll cheer you up and treat you right. Angry face. Why won't you reply? You're an easy slut anyways. Don't text me, you whore. You just want to feed off of guys, taking advantage of me and making me tip you $2 every time. The drinks you make are shit anyways. I'll make sure you get fired for the terrible customer service. Whoa. Oh my god. I have a fiance immediately being like, okay, yeah, but it's not like you're married. I mean, no, but I I don't think that really matters. And then these are the same guys who go around being like, women aren't allowed to cheat. They're allowed to cheat on their boyfriends with me. They're not allowed to cheat on me though. Your fiance is probably gonna dump you because you're ugly. But like, so you should date me. Why would I date you? Firstly, why are you pursuing me if you think that? And secondly, why would I date you now that you've insulted me? And then you wonder why I'm not replying. And then after I've told you that I'm engaged, you call me an easy slut who is just using guys. After they've said they're in a monogamous relationship and are getting married, you're calling them, like, saying they're sleeping around a lot? Clearly not. And I don't think this counts as customer service. I don't think you can get them fired for this, but they might be able to get you banned from the shop. But also fucked up of the manager to give him this number, because what the fuck? I hope the manager loses their job for that. You cannot do that. What the holy hell? So Publisher Weekly tweeted, "Why don't straight men read novels?" And it got so many replies, just being like, modern novels are not written to be palatable to straight men. Straight men read 19th century novels. Go to any major bookstore and ask yourself how many fiction stories are on the shelves that appeal to men. It's all stuff written by women or about women. The only male authors that get any real promo are all grandfathered in. Novels in modern publishing are not made for straight men. Glad we sorted this out. Why do publishers insist on promoting books that denigrate, insult, and ignore straight men? They do. They're just reading indie books because that's where the authors who write books that appeal to them have been relegated by the traditional publishing. It is astounding to me that men will not let themselves enjoy anything that women enjoy, or that is centered around women. This exists just everywhere. I don't know what men enjoy. I don't get it. They deprive themselves and like deny themselves of so much because it's not seen as masculine enough. Like, all fandom spaces are very largely made up of women. You go to concerts, no matter who it is, you're going to a concert, 9 times out of 10, it's majority women that are there. You go to anything that's like creative at all, it's almost always women, you know? And there have been places where, you know, women have been shoved out, like you go to like comic book places, but even that, like a lot of the time, it's because women have been shoved out, not that women don't enjoy it. And more women are going into these spaces now. But as more women enter these spaces, more men leave them. And it's just so fascinating to me, especially in this book thing. And I think it's really called out by the, like, there's not many male authors. It's like, it's astounding to me that men just refuse to do anything that isn't centered around them. Like, we, as women, have spent forever consuming content that is centered around men, because, you know, the world is centered around men. Like, you watch movies and shit, right? Like, most big movies are about men. The main character is a man, or if it's about women, there's like a lot of men around them. You can get movies that are like 90% male cast. You will not get movies that are 90% female cast. And women are expected to watch them and enjoy them. And women do watch them and enjoy them. Like, we're just used to it, and it's fine. I'm happy to read books about men. I read a lot of books that are about men, and I watch movies and TV shows that are about men because men exist in the world that I exist in. And it's astounding to me that men refuse to do that. They're like, why would I want to read a book about a woman though? I'm not a woman. I don't care about women. Why would I want to read a book about a woman's experience and a woman's story? Even if it's a woman writing male characters, it's like, why would I want to read a book written by a woman? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then they don't think that's misogynistic either. They just think that this is like, that's just normal. And as soon as things come out that are like popular, that are about women, it's suddenly like everything has gotten too woke. And it's like, no, women just exist. And then being like, there are no books being published in mainstream publishing that are for men and about men and by men. It's like, well, that's because the demand isn't for that. At the moment, all the books being bought and read are by women who are choosing to buy and read these stories. So they're the ones being promoted because they're the ones being bought. If you want one of your little male fantasy books to be published and have more of those coming out, you need to go buy them. But you're not. So obviously all the books that are taking up space are all the ones that are for women, because we're the ones who are buying the books. You want more books? Then read more books. You know, supply and demand. If you're not participating in the market, it's not going to be anything for you. Anyway, just let yourself enjoy things. This is why people don't use their first names. This is why a lot of women publish under false names. Just read some books. Get over it. The current world we live in. Men actually care about a woman's body count. Modern women, terrified of this fact. I find it so funny that men seem to think that casual sex is a new thing. It's this really recent phenomena. It's only started in the last decade that women have started sleeping around. I hope you know that the body count of Gen Z is lower than every generation prior. And I don't know if that's because we're taking into account that a lot of us are still children, so it's adding the zeros to it. But boomers have a body count average of 10, you know? It's never been low. You go back even further, you carry on going back, casual sex has always been a thing. I find it so interesting that when we look at history and we talk about what's normal and what's expected, is that people explicitly only ever look at the upper class. It's women don't work. Women aren't made for work. Women never work. Women have always had jobs. Women have always worked. Just not the elite class. Lower class, working class people, everyone works. Same with purity and saving sex till marriage and that sort of stuff. That's also all just upper class shit. Working class people have this has never been a thing. And I guess, we always live and try to pertain to what upper class standards are, and everyone wants to be upper class. You try to emulate upper class, and that sort of stuck and now is forced on everyone. Find it really interesting that we only ever look at rich people and try to take that history and we ignore everyone else. I promise you, people have been sleeping around for forever because that is a natural thing to do. If you're in the gym looking like this, the males watching you are innocent bystanders and you're the predator. And it's just a woman wearing a sports bra and leggings and doing squats, and she just has a well-toned butt, but also she's doing a squat so her butt is sticking out. And I just want to know, what else am I meant to do, man? Genuinely, tell me what else I'm meant to do. We're at the gym, we're working out. That means doing squats, wearing gym clothes, which have to be form-fitting because it's cooler and also it's safer. You don't have to stare. You can just carry on doing your own shit. I'm just there minding my own business. You can keep it to yourself. You are being weird. People are just existing in this space. We can exist together, okay? This is a comic. This girl saying, looks aren't everything. You need to work on your personality. And he says, girls only want chat. She says, now that simply isn't true. Girls like all sorts of guys. I date all kinds. See, look. And shows her Tinder profile matches, and it's Chad, 24, 6'2", Tyrone, 21, 6'4", Brad, 27, 6'1", and they all have sharp jawlines, but hilariously they don't actually look similar at all. They're just all tall, and I find that quite funny. But to this I say, now show me your matches. Show me who you're matching with on Tinder or swiping right with on Tinder. Show me your ideal type. Who are the people you are swiping on? You just sound insecure. It's not all about looks. But on dating apps, when you're judging by a photo, it kind of is. It does kind of come down to that a lot. Depending on the use of what it's for, yeah, that is a big part of it. That's literally why the dating apps were created in the first place. Here's what spending £500 on Lego gets you. A night on the sofa. Hey man. Get you someone who supports your hobbies and interests. If you go and do something that you love, or you invest in something that you love and makes you happy, and you get punished for it, that's very sad. Unless you're in debt or whatever, in which case I guess it's fair enough. Maybe don't spend £500 on something if you're in debt and you have other things to buy. If you can afford the £500, and you buy it and then you get told to sleep on the couch. It's not a healthy relationship. I think that it's wonderful to spend time and money on things that you enjoy. That's literally what money is for. And I think that you should enjoy these things with your partner and not punish them for it. So if you're buying things and you're being punished for doing things that you love, that's not very great. And I hope that you're able to sort that out. But if you're spending money that you don't have, then I think a different conversation needs to happen. My husband taking out his anger and frustration on the deck because we have 5 girls and no boys. And he's like quite literally bringing a hammer and like smashing the deck. Girl, run. Like straight up. Grab your kids and get out. Oh my God, bro, just love your kids. You know, it's really not that difficult. If you are going to be unhappy with the gender of your child, don't conceive. When you go into having a child, you have to be happy with all possible outcomes. That goes for gender, it goes for like disabilities, it goes for sexuality, it goes for everything. You have to go into pregnancy with the idea in mind that literally anything can happen, and you have to be okay with that. When you are making the decision to start a family, you are taking into consideration all the possibilities, like all the things that could happen. And if you aren't okay with any of those, like even if there's like only 1 or 2 that you are not okay with, don't have a baby. Because what if they are one of those things? You have to go into it with full knowledge of what you could potentially be getting into. And if someone is reacting to the gender of their child like this, if they're this upset they're having a girl, I don't think they should be around your 5 daughters because I fear what he thinks of women. This is a woman hugging a man, but in the mirror, the man is seeing that it's actually a snake wearing the same like pattern as the woman. Because all women are snakes. They're all just choking the life out of you. They may look like they're being loving and affectionate, but they're slowly just strangling you. They want you dead. They want to suffocate you. You are their prey. Don't talk to women then. Don't interact with women. No one is saying you have to date women. You can just excuse yourself. You can do that. That is an option. If you don't want to associate yourself with women, don't. We'll be happy for it. I promise we won't miss you. And with that one, I think that I'm going to leave it here. I hope that you did enjoy this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think the straights are okay. I definitely do not. I assume we're all in agreement on that, but let me know if you have a different opinion. I'm sure you won't, but let me know. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Over 50% of you are regular viewers but are not subscribed. So if you want to check and then subscribe, and while you're there, hit the little bell. I upload currently every 4 days. So if you want to see me again in a few more days, then subscribe and I will see you in a few days. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you greatly. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Michaela, Natasha, Lady Nutbar, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Samuel, Chris, Elias, Danielle, Eldo, Jessica, Ikazel, Mandy, Josh, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams. I'm currently traveling as you're watching this, and you will be getting travel vlogs over there. Friendship bracelets that I make, and access to some group chats that I frequent regularly, including when I'm like planning videos and doing stuff and just like having some good chats. So if you're interested in any of that, then please do go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the link in the description. While you're down in the description, please also remember to check out Belisar for your discount or potential free toy. Using the link really helps me out and I appreciate it. And thank you again, Belisar, for sponsoring today's video. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes